Hello friends, let us now learn some important points about the important acts actually. In this, the first act is Persons with Disability Act 1995. In Persons with Disability Act 1995, this includes first 7 diseases, okay? Blindness, low vision, leprosy, deafness, locomotor disability, mental retardation, mental illness. This mental illness is the 7th disability according to Persons with Disability Act 1995. Then we have the next one more act which is called as Persons with Disability Act 2016. According to Persons with Disability Act 2016, this contains around 21 diseases, which is blindness, 2 low vision, 3 leprosy, 4 deafness, 5 dwarfism, that is height less than 148 centimeters, 6 locomotor disability, 7 intellectual disability, 8 mental illness, 9th we have cerebral palsy, 10 autism, 11 multiple disability, 12 specific language disorder, 12 includes specific language disorder, 13 specific learning disability, 14 hemophilia, 15 thalassemia, 16 sickle cell anemia, 17 multiple sclerosis, 18 muscular dystrophy, 19 Parkinson's disease, 20 intractable epilepsy, 21 acid attack victim. Right, all these are the 21 diseases which are included, but those related to psychiatry you should remember: 7 intellectual disability, 8 mental illness, which are related to psychiatry are 7 intellectual disability, 8 mental illness, 10 autism, 12 specific language disorder, 13 specific learning disability. These are related to psychiatry. Then we have IPS 2002. This is Indian IDEAS, which is Indian Disability Assessment Scale. In Indian Disability Assessment Evaluation Scale, we have 4 disorders, which is schizophrenia, OCD, bipolar disorder and dementia are included in Indian Disability Evaluation Assessment Scale. Here the parameters used are self-care, language and communication, the interpersonal activities, work and symptom status in last 2 years. So disability, if the dysfunction is more than 40% of any of these, then we call it as disability. Then if you see, we have the next act, which is National Trust Act 1995. According to National Trust Act 1995, it includes 4 disorders: 1 cerebral palsy, 2 autism, 3 severe mental retardation, 4 multiple disabilities. So these are the 4 important points in National Trust Act 1995. Then we also have some more acts which are important. So if you see, one more important act, which is Indian Lunacy Act 1912. We have the next act which is important is Indian Lunacy Act 1912. According to the Indian Lunacy Act 1912, this is Mental Health Act 9. This is changed into Mental Health Act in 1987, which has been changed into Mental Health Care Act 2017. According to this Mental Health Care Act 2017, Section 95, the following are prohibited according to Section 95. That is, first, there is completely banned direct ECT. We have completely banned direct electroconvulsive therapy. Then second, banned electroconvulsive therapy or ECT in minors less than 18 years. Banned chaining of mentally ill. Banned sterilization in treatment of mentally ill patients. So these are the 4 things which are prohibited according to Section 95. ECT can be given only after the permission from the board. This is about the Mental Health Care Act 2017. Then we have Section 115. In Section 115, there is decriminalization of suicidal attempt. Includes Section 115. According to Section 115, decriminalization of suicidal attempt. According to IPC 309, suicide is punishable, but now it is not punishable. Now, according to Section 115, a patient does suicide in the worst phase of the life, and he should not be punished by putting him, and we should not punish him by putting him in jail, right? So that is decriminalization of suicidal attempt, Section 115. Then about the admission of mentally ill patients. So about admission of mentally ill patients, in that first we have Section 86. According to Section 86, there is an independent admission can be done. In Section 87 is about the admission of minors. Section 89, admission of person with mental illness with high support need. If he needs highest support, then that is 89 section. Then according to all these sections, we can only admit the patient till 30 days. Admission can only be done till 30 days. According to Section 19, if it is more than 30 days, then we have to admit him according to Section 19. Then there is one more important thing, which is WHO MH gap. In WHO MH gap is put to scale up the services of mentally, neurological and substance abuse disorders. This is mainly done in developing countries, mainly to provide care. This is done to provide care, awareness, psychosocial association, communication and medication. It is done to provide care, awareness, psychosocial association, communication and medication. The principles of this WHO MH gap include universal health coverage and human right. It includes universal health coverage and human right, evidence-based practice, and it includes multisectional approach or life course approach. Multi-sectional approach or life course approach. Then fourth, which is empowerment of people. So all these are the 4 principles of WHO MH gap. Then we have last and final act, which is Narcotic Drug Psychoactive Substance Act. According to Narcotic Drug Psychoactive Substance Act, for first offence we put the person 1 month jail or 10,000 rupees fine. So for first offence we put the person 1 month jail or 10,000 rupees fine. Then for subsequent offences he is jailed for 1 year and there is or 1 lakh of fine is put. Whereas for larger quantity of drug, if he is found with larger quantity of drug, then we give him 20 years, he is jailed for 20 years and 20 lakhs punishment is given. Then if death sentence is given, especially for capital punishment, if hashish of more than 20,000, opium of hashish of 20 kgs, opium of 10 kg, heroin, codeine, morphine or thebaine of 1 kg, or cocaine, THC or LSD of 500 grams. If these are found in a person, then we can give capital punishment or death sentence. So these are the important points about Narcotic Drug Psychoactive Substance Act. Thank you for watching.